The main reason the perception that Islam devalues women exists is because some verses are either mistranslated or deliberately taken out of context. Let's look at the most discussed but least understood verses. Ask yourself as you listen, why wasn't this explained to me this way before? First, let's discuss one of the most debated verses. Surah An-Nisa 4:34. It's often presented as, Islam gives men the right to beat women. But is that true? The word used is darabe, which in Arabic has multiple meanings: to set an example, to separate, or to go away.
In the full context, this verse is not a call to violence. It addresses conflict resolution in a family, talk, temporarily distance, and finally, a symbolic warning. And according to the Prophet's practice, it is never harmful or degrading. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, clearly said, "Do not beat Allah's female servants." And in his lifetime, he never struck a woman. So how can this verse be interpreted as a license for violence? Next, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:82, about testimony. You've probably heard, "A woman's testimony is worth half a man's." But the full verse concerns financial contracts. At that time, commerce was mainly conducted by men. The verse calls for 2 women as witnesses as a precaution due to forgetfulness. It is not about value, it's about expertise. In other contexts, women's testimony is fully valid. Next, Surah An-Nisa 4:11, about inheritance. Why does a woman receive half of a man's share? Remember, in Islam, men are financially responsible for their families. Women are not. The man must use his inheritance for his household, while the woman controls hers freely. So the so-called half is actually balance in practice. These details are often left out. Another verse, Surah Al-Baqarah 2:228. Men have a degree over women, is often presented as superiority. But the context is divorce responsibilities. Degree refers to responsibility, not worth. Men bear obligations of maintenance and protection. Allah never says men are more valuable. Rather, He says, "The most honored in the sight of Allah is the most God-conscious." No gender distinction exists in that measure. Finally, Surah Al-Ahzab 33:35. Allah names men and women individually. Believing men, believing women. Patient men, patient women. Charitable men, charitable women. This repetition ensures women are not made invisible. Allah addresses them directly, not behind men. This alone proves that Islam does not marginalize women.